Alright, I told you guys I would do an update on the good channels that I like to follow because despite the fact I think our private group is the best place to find calls, or myself even, there's a lot of other good channels that's worth following, but you have to realize you have to take each one with a grain of salt. And you have to realize a lot of them have different skill levels. A lot of them have different posting styles. If this guy says it's a good team versus this guy says it's a good team, it makes a world of difference. Because someone like myself, if I say good team, I have high expectations. If these guys say it's a good team, it could mean they hit a million market cap and they died in a day. So, without further ado, here's some of the channels I like to follow and why. So obviously I got myself at the top. I don't think anyone's done it better. 41x average call on my Gambles page. It's supposed to be a Gambles page, but a lot of my calls have lasted months and months and even years. Probably the best channel that's ever been on Telegram. Caesar's Calls, very like our more serious plays and our AMAs. Best AMAs you've ever seen in your life on Telegram. Best projects. Floki, insane track record for both of us. Kobe's Calls. He was alright to begin with, and in the last year or so, he's really coming out on his own. I helped to grow this channel. I taught him everything he knows, and then he just took that and ran with it. So he posts more than I do. I don't post many plays these days because I'm focusing on bigger scale stuff, education. But when I do post, clearly, 41x average call. Can't really argue with that. Anyways, Kobe's Calls and Kobe's Gambles, pretty good. His main page will be higher market cap plays and more of a pump, so you might have to wait it out, find an entry, and take your time analyzing the project. And then the gambles, I mean, pick and choose between there. But one important thing to figure out which callers are worth following. If they post 5 plays or more a day, you should not be following them. It's trash. If they do that consistently, they're sellouts. They don't do any research and they just suck at their job. So anyways, I hold these 4 in pretty high regard. A lot of people do as well. God's okay. He kind of comes and goes. If he's working hard and he's posting his trades and he's grinding, sometimes he can get on a bit of a roll, but kind of hit and miss. But I can also post there. I haven't done a lot of calls on any of the channels I can post on, including my own, in a while because I don't really like the way the space has been heading. They're just chasing hype and volume, and a lot of it's just complete farmer insider bullshit. But it is what it is. It'll sort itself out soon. Beast modes, I haven't really followed him, but I can post on there. I haven't done one yet. I can post on here. I like this guy, Meliodas. He's one of our best callers in our private group, but his channel isn't as good as what he brings to our private group for some reason. But because of the stuff he's brought us, I know he knows what he's doing. Hodlers is he's alright sometimes, more on the Degen side. Gubbins is okay sometimes, more on the Degen side. Shrimpy's alright. I'd say more on the Degen side, but sometimes he calls some pretty good ones as well. Achilles, more on the Degen side, but pretty decent as well. Buck, same thing. The caller, same thing. He used to be better. He kind of goes through ups and downs. He hasn't been great lately, but I'd still keep my eye on him, and I can post there as well. Venom's alright, but when he posts stuff like this at 13 mil market cap, and him and Kranza and them all call it at the same time, it's so insider, it's so pre-pumped. You have to be able to pick through the bullshit. But overall, he's been a decent caller most of the time. Dylan's Dirty Diaries, pretty solid. I think this channel is gone now, but his other page, yeah, you'll find it. His other page is pretty solid. Maythous is pretty solid. This guy's an insider scammer. I just keep an eye on it because every now and then some plays look okay, but I don't like him. He's a complete scammer. Sai Calls is pretty decent. This page is pretty decent. Bateman's alright, but yeah, he doesn't post enough for me to see how good he is, but he's not bad. Civilian Investors is pretty solid. Dream Calls is solid if he's putting the work in. If he's there all the time and trying hard, he can be good, but most of the time he's half-assing it. This guy's pretty solid. Utility plays, more serious plays, but it's hard for me to follow along. Like, he doesn't just post charts and stuff anymore. It's more difficult for me to follow, so most times I don't, but he can be pretty solid for sure. Kingdom is just like an OG name. They're okay, I guess, but they've fallen off for sure. Minty, Very degen side of things. I don't know. I just started following this one, so I don't know what to think of it. Gollum's alright. Way too many pink seal plays for me, and many of them are just obvious farms. But he's got a decent community, and some of his AMAs are alright. His grotto thing seems to be alright. I haven't seen it myself, but I hear good things. This guy's alright for degen plays. He's not too bad. This guy's like a dark horse, hit or miss, but he finds stuff that a lot of us don't, and he finds it kind of early. So hit or miss, but he can hit pretty hard sometimes. This channel's alright. Some of their people annoy me, but it's not too bad. Arcane Gems is like 99% scam, 1% alpha, and the alpha's getting worse and worse over time. But like I said, I keep a lot of these on here even though I don't really respect them, just so I have more things to look at. Because maybe the other 20 channels I follow won't tell me that a coin just hit 1 billion market cap. So if I expand my reach a little bit and some guy like Arcane says, hey, this just hit 1 billion, I'll be like, oh, I should keep my eye on that play and see what derivatives come from it. So that's the only reason I follow a lot of these guys, is just information. I don't really take them too seriously. Sapphire is pretty brutal. Landon killed this channel. Don's Calls, if you don't know him. Bossy's Gambles. Bossy just comes and goes. He's alright, I guess, but sometimes it's questionable. Julz Labs is alright. I haven't seen him in a while, though. Travad, I can't. We'll get into Travad another day. That guy's gross. I don't really follow this too much, but at least they post a lot. They've actually slowed down a lot recently. This is Spy DeFi, so this is a bot, and calls will come up, but I'm too busy to check it most of the times. But yeah, it'll show you who called it, what they're calling, consistency is like. This is the bot that tracks the stats where I got my 41x from. So Obito's alright, but he barely posts. Maythous, I already said he's solid. I don't really know this channel. I'm just kind of vetting them. Don't really know this channel. Shyroshi on a very, very degen level. He can be alright sometimes. This guy is usually, if he posts anything early, it's usually a scam. Other than that, I don't even really take him seriously. I just follow him to see what plays to avoid. Zero, he's not bad. XeroDarkCalls, he's a really nice guy too. Insider Alpha Hunter, he's pretty decent. He's an admin in our private group as well. Don't really follow this one. I'm new to Kavan, so I can't really comment on him yet. Here's Dylan's other channel right here. This guy's a pink sale guy. I don't even know why I followed him. I think he convinced me to, but he's disgusting. Bag Calls, pretty hit or miss, I guess. Very degen, but I don't know. I just started following him. That's my thoughts so far. Achilles again. Don't really know much about this guy, or this guy. He seems alright so far. I'm new to him though. Shyroshi again. Virus, hit or miss, but you know, degen for sure, but not too bad. You know, a lot of the he gets really behind a lot of coins, and sometimes they're not great, but I don't know, not too bad. Don't really follow that one too closely. He's kind of stopped posting. Shmoo's alright, but he's kind of going downhill in my opinion. We'll see what happens with him. Axe Calls, new to it. See, this is what I do. I follow these channels for like 2 months, and then if I like them, I take them more seriously, and if not, I just, you know, unfollow them eventually. So don't really know him. Don't really know these guys. Don't really know Leclerc. I mean, it seems like he has good stats, but I don't really trust it based on some of the results I've seen, but we'll see what happens. Maybe like 1 out of 20 plays I'll take seriously from this guy, but usually not. Jamie's Cave is pretty good, but he's very insider, very pre-pumped. But if you can pick through a couple of the bad ones, you know, there should be some good ones in there. And that's the same with Pow. If Pow's calling stuff at all-time high, 10 mil, 20 mil, blah, 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 I usually don't take it seriously, but if you look at the call and you can pick through all the filth on his channel, sometimes there's some alright ones. Open Logic's alright sometimes. I found a couple good plays from him recently. Nothing crazy, but you know, 3 to 5 X's on decent market cap plays. But you have to be able to spot when it's his. I know how to spot when it's his because I can read channels like a book. I know how to tell when Pow's done a culture call or when he's done a paid promo, and most people can't pick up on that kind of stuff. That just comes with experience. And that's what I meant earlier when I said when you follow these guys, take it with a grain of salt, because I study these guys, I know all about them, and I own a channel myself, and I have for years. And a lot of these guys, I helped a lot of these guys become who they are today. So it's easy for me to see through them. But yeah, I mean that's a basic starter list for you, some people to check out. Um, and yeah, hopefully my private group, if you can get in there. If you're wondering how to get in there, you got to come out to my Twitter Spaces, and I open the doors once a week as of now, because every time we open them, we get way too many people, and then it takes a while for us to settle down and train people, how we want things in there. But anyways, that's the updated caller list for now. A lot of shady people out there. Most of Twitter's a joke. They don't know what they're doing. Telegram callers will always be better than Twitter callers. Twitter callers are just loud idiots, and they're providing shitty education. Hope you found some decent channels from here. Hope they don't lead you astray. Just please remember, most of them are degen. Most of them don't know what they're doing. I just follow them for extra information. But some of them are worth a follow just to expand your horizons, because if you see a coin explode and there's going to be derivatives, they might catch it before our private group does or before I do. So if you see the right name and they write the right things about it, then maybe it's worth looking into. And that's the end of the video. Take a look at our other educational content. A lot of good gems and knowledge dropped in those, and thanks for listening.